Battlefield 6 hit over 700,000 concurrent players on Steam at launch. However, the community is furious. DICE promised us a return to grounded, gritty Battlefield after 2042's disaster. However, they seem to already be steering away from this direction. They definitely broke their promise in regards to Portal and skins, and this really might be the breaking point for some people in the franchise. Welcome back, Herdlings. This is Pedo Giraffe. Let's stampede on into it. If you've been playing Battlefield 6 like I have, you know something is seriously wrong. DICE stared into our souls after 2042 and said, "We hear you. We're gonna go back to our roots and try to make Battlefield more like Battlefield 3 and 4. Although I think they hit this point generally, and gameplay has been quite good, with Season 1 releasing soon, some of the stuff revealed just doesn't align with this vision. It seems that they are learning a bit and listening to the community overall, but there's definitely room for improvement. First, let's talk about their actual promises. For starters, we were clearly promised full XP and progression in verified Portal modes. This has clearly been nerfed. The system has clearly been abused by players as well, and they've 100% backtracked on this promise. Now, I'm not one to stand for XP farms or illegitimate progression. However, if people want to play Portal and have their XP and their progression within Portal, I'm totally fine with that. As long as it's not an XP farm or some bogus way of progressing, then there's no reason for EA to take shots at it. Portal is supposed to be a community-focused tool, but it seems that they keep putting more and more limits on the community. Without the community, the game is nothing. Furthermore, with Portal, they promise persistent servers at all times. You go to host a server, you tick the persistent server box, and it stays up all the time. They've recently walked this back and have put out a statement over the frustrations from the community. These servers should be persistent online all the time, no matter if the host is around or not, no matter if the host hasn't logged into the game for 7 weeks. The server should still be there, people should still be able to gather within that server, and players should enjoy the server as is. I was really looking forward to a good Portal experience, but right now it's definitely leaving a sour taste in my mouth. In my mind, it was kind of like the upgrade from Halo 3 Forge to Halo Reach Forge. Better tools, more user-friendly, more customization options, but it seems that EA wants to limit their player base once again. It's honestly a bit sad. I'm enjoying the multiplayer overall, but with all the Portal shenanigans, I really just haven't found any experiences that I've really enjoyed or want to come back to. They also are apparently taking down third-party content, the content that they deem as third-party, essentially map remakes from other games, like someone remade Nuketown, and I saw on Reddit that apparently this got taken down. Even worse than the Portal problems, the general map design is a huge negative. Empire State, for example, is one of the worst maps I've played in any FPS game out of my whole life. I honestly hate that map. It just feels very poorly designed, much too congested, and extremely one-sided in Breakthrough. Now, of course, as you play the maps, you develop different strategies, find different flanks, try to strategize how to outplay the enemy team, but there's only really so much you can do. Teammates are always a factor, of course. I understand for Empire State, they were trying to make it a bit more close quarters, trying to make it feel like you're actually in New York City, and they probably achieved that to a certain degree. However, the map flow and verticality just doesn't hit the same as other Battlefield games. I think Battlefield 4 did the best with verticality. They had city maps and maps with skyscrapers. They had the Levolution events, and it was a great time. Empire State and Manhattan Bridge, they're just not up to snuff. The Sobek City map is probably the same story, especially on Breakthrough. And I'm not saying that every map has to have perfect balance or has to be perfectly fair in every situation. I do like a good challenge. That's mostly why I play Breakthrough as well, because you really have to have a good strategy, really have to be situationally aware, and have to know when it's your opportunity to push. I'll be curious to see how map design unfolds in Season 1. I will be making a first impressions video of Season 1 content, so please subscribe and stick around for that. I'll release it very soon after the launch, so for anybody that needs a first look, this is definitely the place to be. Lastly, let's talk about the skins. The majority of the skins in the base game are okay, although a lot of the ones you unlock through progression, they contrast way too much with the map designs. Phantom Edition skins are basically useless. The black sticks out in basically every single situation. There are no night maps currently, so maybe those will be used more if there's a darker map. There are some white skins that stick out as well. There's a few more yellow and orangish skins that are not very good either. The basic default starting skins are honestly the best right now. They have proper camouflage and fit into the situations that the map provides, and don't have any vibrant colors that really stick out and make it easy for enemies to spot you. Season 1 content regrettably also has some neon questionable skins. There's one with like a neon green. There's another skin that's blue. I do realize that there are some real military outfits that are blue. However, I'm pretty sure these are mostly for Air Force and Navy, where it's more like camouflage for the water or camouflage for the sky. Currently, there are no maps that have the need for this. There are no drivable boats to my knowledge. Even if there were, people are going to shoot at the boat and not the smaller dots that are on top of the boat. So the camouflage is really irrelevant in that situation. As for the sky, if you're in a plane, the same thing. People are going to shoot at the plane. If you're in a helicopter, people are going to shoot at the helicopter. They're of course trying to get the players within those vehicles, but the main object and target that your eyes recognize is the vehicle itself. Unless you got some sort of super hawk vision, it's literally irrelevant in those cases. I suppose if there's some type of psychopath player who wants to have all the enemy's eyes trained on him and have the biggest challenge of his life, then by all means equip the neon green skin or the assault class progression skin with the orange, or equip the blue camouflage skin when you're fighting in the streets of Cairo. None of it makes sense. Unless there's other stuff planned for the future that somehow would fit these skins, it really just doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of outrage in the community, and even though the game is probably 80 to 90% okay, this smaller 10 to 20% usually gets magnified by people. If there are glaring issues, people will notice them. If there are problems or backtracks or blown promises, the community is going to be upset, and the community are your players. I'll close with this. I'm not here to see Battlefield 6 fail. I don't want it to fail. I want it to succeed. I want to have fun in remade maps from other games like Halo, Legend of Zelda, whatever it is. I want to have those great experiences. I want to relive that nostalgia. I want to have a good, fun community experience. The skins for me aren't a huge deal, but if it even gets 10% similar to what Call of Duty is doing, it honestly just gets a bit disgusting at that point. If there are stupid skins in the game, I'm not going to waste my time trying to unlock them or use them. There's just no point. There is no gameplay benefit to these skins. Now there clearly is a detriment for some of them, which is a problem. No military in the world is going to put on neon colors and say to the enemy, "Here I am, come and get me." It's just ridiculous. Now Battlefield is not a military simulation game, but it is supposed to be a military experience. These items, this way of thinking, it's not the military. If they keep moving in this direction, the community is going to die off quick. People were already on the fence because of 2042. Now they've had a very successful launch. They've had great sales. They've had great retention of players over these past 2 weeks. I'm enjoying myself overall, so they need to be careful. They need to really take a step back, look inward, and consider what the community is saying. Consider the direction they are going in. There's no reason for Battlefield 6 to fail. There's no reason. We're mostly back. We're mostly back to the heyday of Battlefield. So DICE, EA, don't screw this up. Don't fall back into the same patterns you did with 2042. We're not there yet, but with some of these announcements, it's definitely moving in that direction. I just want to play the game, have fun, take part in the satisfying progression, unlock new weapons, try new loadouts, enjoy some community-made maps, and just have fun on the battlefield. That's all most of us want. I'm never going to equip another skin. The majority of players don't care about skin. They do care about them when they're stupid. They do care about them when they're lighting you up like a Christmas tree and making it so easy for the enemy to spot you. Again, DICE, listen to your community. You've done a pretty good job so far. Let's not go back into old habits. So what do you guys think? Is Battlefield 6 moving in the right direction? Any other things that EA has done that should be talked about? Let's discuss in the comments below. I see a lot of stuff on Reddit. I'm always open to hearing other opinions. And if you want more honest Battlefield 6 coverage and gameplay without the sugarcoating or as little bias as possible, please hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me. I really do want to grow this community and have a great time in Battlefield together. I've got tons of more videos coming, and there are already quite a few previous videos for you to check out. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to the end. I will see you next on Season 1 release date.